Welcome back to the channel. This is Honest Adonis 2. They're not aware of one of us. They're aware of all of us, collectively. I've seen in this space over the last several weeks, members of the media in general taking shots at those of us within this space. I didn't say anything about it because I can't prove it, and I still can't prove it. Well, I can only prove it circumstantially, but as far as having hardcore tangible proof, I can't point to that. And I wasn't sure that enough people had discernible wisdom to be able to see what I could see. But as I'm looking throughout the comments of notable basketball channels within this space, I'm seeing, oh no, there's a lot more of us than there are of them. Having said that, LeBron James is listening to us, if not directly. And many of you who've been listening to my TikToks for the past 3 or 4 years have heard me say there is a propaganda department within the Crutch Sports Media Group. And it's those people's jobs to show up wherever they hear LeBron James's name said and argue against you. So just to continue the thought, if LeBron James is not listening to us directly, he's listening to us indirectly via the spies within the propaganda branch of Crutch Sports Media. In my opinion, based on the circumstantial evidence and my own discernment. Like, I wasn't sure if people knew about the bot farms that can automatically respond to your comments. This has been proven. AI is literally responding to comments. This has come out in the news. Different political groups have used this, still use this when it comes to different bits of propaganda and mudslinging. Those tactics, I believe, I don't have proof of this, are being used within this basketball community because LeBron James, as the greatest player of all time, is being pushed, not by LeBron, but by the people who are in control of Candyland. That brings us to why my thumbnail looks like this. Again, this is a love letter to the people who have watched my TikTok lives for the past 3 or 4 years and have heard me say LeBron James is Steven from Django. And I first started saying that in regards to what happened with Jalen Brown and how he apologized for what he said about Bronny Jr. Now, I also remember saying, does Bronny have Down syndrome or something like that? Like, is he on the spectrum? And I didn't mean that as a diss, because the way these guys are giving this kid accolades, it's like what you would do for someone in the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Now, that term, Make-A-Wish, it's out here in the zeitgeist, but I heard Uncut Hoops apply that to Bronny James. Now, before I heard him say that, I was asking the question, does Bronny have Down syndrome? Because why are these guys talking soft about this guy? But that's all a part of, in my opinion, the media manipulation as LeBron James is being pushed. He's pushing I'm the greatest basketball player of all time. The powers that be are pushing the lack of accountability of young men, period. Why is that important? Because it speaks to the point of masculinity being toxic. Now, generally, I don't merge these two topics because that conspiracy stuff is for my conspiracy YouTube channel. You guys can go over there and check that out. But an old Jewish guy once told me, if you've got 40 people in your neighborhood and 38 of them say you look like an elephant, check your pockets for peanuts. That said, there's way too many channels who have said and are saying, are these people taking my takes? These people have taken my take. These folk is out here listening to me. These people out here said exactly what I said in my last video. So they're definitely paying attention to what we're talking about. I'm not excited about that. Like, yay, they're what? No. I'm not upset that they're looking at what I'm saying and then flipping it and bouncing it to make it seem like it's theirs. Like, for example, goes on another team. I said that. Going on another team. That's what the GOAT stands for. Now, I'm not saying I made it up. It's just an acronym. I am saying great minds think alike, and I didn't hear you say it, and then I started riding your bandwagon. For example, I heard Too Raw call the latest iteration of the Lakers the Beach Boys. I left in one of his comments, and you can go and look at it if it's still up there. It would be better to call them the Bleach Boys. In fact, that's what I'm going to call them. I don't care if other people call them that, because again, like I'm saying, it's us against them. And the soon you recognize that, and I'm talking to the people from my community, because this whole thing is like like a battle rap. It's like a challenge. It's like a gladiator sport when it comes to black men dealing with other black men. We can't come together. I wish we could. There was a time in history when we could, but now we're very standoffish, especially against one another. That being said, we probably not going to see no collabs. We probably not going to come together like that. And I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying this whole them against us and they drew the line is bigger than our differences. They're rewriting history right in front of us and saying what you went through in the 80s and 90s, it didn't happen. You thought it was tough. That's because you's a bitch. But really what it is the LeBron hate is LeBron can come inside your house, take all of your goods, take your wife and kids with him, and you're hating because you want him to stop. That's what LeBron hate is. I challenge a LeBron fan listening right now to tell me, what is LeBron James hate? And I guarantee it's exactly what they're doing to Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Steph Curry. The reality is the LeBron James media group is watching us. Now, I know a LeBron James fan will say,
ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
The reality is, ain't nobody watching you. Have you ever noticed that LeBron wants for you to hate on him? That's some weird reverse psychology, insecure shit. Your dream is for me to hate on you? How many people who's winning want for people to hate on them? That ain't how winning and hating even goes. Now, I don't know what the city of Cleveland was doing, but I know outside of Cleveland, basketball fans, especially black male basketball fans, was rooting for LeBron James. Once we saw you was on some dun-dun-dun shit, we was like, nah, I can't co-sign that. For example, I can't co-sign a pedophile. I can't co-sign nah, I'm not on that. I can't co-sign a thief. Nah, I'm not on that. I can't co-sign a cheater on any level. You cheating on your girl, you cheating on a test. I can't co-sign that, dude. And all of these Freudian slips LeBron be doing. I never cheated the game. Nobody said you cheated the game, nigga. The fuck, you got a guilty conscience, nigga? Stop talking to us like we're not humans. We come from an alternate dimension where they don't even act like this over there. You're suspect, dude. Now, because I just had to take the time out to tell you that LeBron and his media empire is listening to us, all of us in the YouTube space, if you've stayed this long to the video and I only took 4 minutes to do that and I need like 10 to 15 minutes, you get this extra, almost like a 2-in-1, where I tell you Mike Brown may be a better coach than Phil Jackson. Well, let me explain. Mike Brown already had a ring when he came to LeBron in 2007, 8, and 9. Phil Jackson had no rings. Now, a dude in my comments tried to say, oh, Mike Brown got a ring as an assistant head coach. Yeah, so did Pat Riley. What's your point? Another guy in the comments is flipping and using my saying, the GOAT complaint. You ain't heard that before until you heard it from me. If you have heard it from somebody, I didn't hear it from him or her. And great minds just think alike, like I said earlier in the video. But this person who put it in his comments, he added me and said, like Adonis said, it's the GOAT complaint. And you see how he's using this? I had to screen record this. This is a whole other video I'ma do. I'm telling you, LeBron James fans, y'all are making me rich. First of all, I'm a creative type dude. I'm a writer. I'm a comedian. I be writing these jokes, dude. You gotta write your jokes. Shout out to the Eddie Murphys, Mike Epps of the world who could just do it off the top of the dome. Shout out to the MCs who can just spit off the top of the dome and it be some fire. I come from that vein, LeBron James fan. So when you say something, I'ma just flip it. This is the best way I could put it for you. Eminem said in one of his rhymes, I bite your style and make it fresher. That's what I do. So when y'all be like, yo, don't use Scap Attack thumbnail, dude, don't get it twist. Please get it fixed. You or whoever you know personally ain't on a level of talent that me and mines and us other YouTube creators within this space are on. Nigga, YouTube is a side gig. Fuck is you talking about? You young niggas lucky they didn't have YouTube when I was 18 years old. I'd have been a billionaire by now. Shut your bitch ass up. Anyway, subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you'll get alerted when I put that video up. Anyway, you have to still come back and check because sometimes notification gang be on some other shit. But Mike Brown could potentially be a better coach than Phil Jackson. If you guys are gonna fake give Phil Jackson all this credit because you don't want to give Michael Jordan credit because that's your hate, then you gotta give Mike Brown credit for doing whatever as a coach because he got 3 other rings with Golden State Warriors. So right now, as of 7/25/2026, Mike Brown has more rings than LeBron James. He's got one less ring without the help of LeBron James than Phil Jackson got when he was leading the Bulls. Have you ever noticed Phil Jackson didn't get a ring with Scottie Pippen as his main scorer, even though him and Scottie Pippen had way more help than Jordan had? Jordan didn't have Kukoc. Jordan didn't have Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was looked at as whatever, three-pointer and three-point percentage, although he didn't have none of that shit, or maybe he did have it, but it didn't seem to do nothing with him in 91, 92, 93, and when he wasn't playing with the Bulls. All of a sudden, when he gets with the Bulls, now all of a sudden is this, whatever. If you're going to give Phil Jackson that credit, no doubt, I ain't even mad at you. I'm saying your hate makes you not want to give Mike Brown that credit when it comes to Cat and Jalen Brunson. Speaking of Jalen's, LeBron going to the 76ers is more so for Jalen Brown to be put in his place like Steven from Django was doing to all of the workers on the plantation. You don't got more power than Calvin Candy. You're not bigger than Candyland, but you can be in charge of all of these groids walking around, and that's what LeBron James is. So since Colin Cowherd said he heard a scout and an executive say Jalen Brown thinks he's the smartest person in the room, I mean, goddamn, so does Elon Musk. It's okay for you to think you're the smartest man in the room when you got the complexion for the protection. You there, boy. You can't think you're the smartest man in the room. Why? Because if you believe it, other people might start to believe it about you too. And that's the biggest threat to America. Anyway, that's a different video for a different channel, but understand, this is why LeBron and his media empire is listening to us. That's why they're pushing LeBron and the lack of accountability of young men. And this is why the Calvin Candys of the world sent LeBron to another plantation in order to do whatever they're gonna do to whomever it's gonna work on. Allegedly, we don't know these things to be true or not. But I know that's my take, and I'm sticking to it. You tell me what you feel in the comments. We'll take it from there. And remember, if you've got your money on these people not listening to us, trying to flip and bounce our ideas and turn them into something more profitable, then I got to tell you, like LeBron in the finals, you lose again.
Thank you.